there, Dr. Andrea Shanowski and
Tori.
We are here today with more recipes. Now, we know that St. Patrick's Day is coming up, so we're going to do some fun snacks for St. Patrick's Day that kids can be involved with. I know I showed you we're going to be making a beef stew today as well. We are going to be making not only rainbow fruit cups, but we're also going to be making leprechaun hats, which are a great treat that we can add extra protein into for a healthier snack version. So we have our rainbow set up already. So we have, if you remember, rainbow's Roy G. Biv. So we have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. Now, we have a secret surprise. At our house, we encourage a lot of trying new things. So we have this weird looking thing sitting here. Do you know what this is, Tori?
Dragon fruit.
Dragon fruit. So what's really cool about dragon fruit is it looks funky, but what color is it inside?
White.
And hot pink. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up our dragon fruit and we'll look inside. So, oop, I didn't go too far. Hold on, I got to go a little further. We got to get through the stem there. So if you look inside, it's hot pink around the edges and then there's white in the middle. Now, the great thing about dragon fruit is it's got the texture of kiwi, but you can actually, if you cut it in slices, you can peel the skin off. And then it's kind of like a kiwi slice here. So this is like a kiwi texture with these seeds in there. It really doesn't have a flavor to it though. So you can just eat it just like that and take a bite. Perfect. But what we're going to do today, we are going to make these look like clouds at the bottom of a rainbow. So Tori's going to take this little melon baller and she's going to turn it so she gets a little ball, and those will be our clouds. So that's your job. So you do as many as you can. So take one in there and kind of spin it. You can make your clouds as big or as little as you want. Is it getting out? There you go. Ooh, look at those. Those are going to be great. So these are going to be like our clouds. If your kiddos are not experimental, you can also use yogurt as a great option at the bottom of your rainbow. You could also use cream cheese dip or a fruit dip. You could use whipped cream. A lot of options, but I always like to add a little bit of fun. So I went to Schnucks today and found a dragon fruit. I've also used star fruit before. That one's got a little bit different flavor. I don't think you've ever tried star fruit.
I don't even know what that is.
I think next time when Mommy does experimental things in the produce aisle, we're going to try star fruit next. But for today, we've got dragon fruit, which, like I said, has the texture of a kiwi, but really doesn't have a lot of flavor to it. So Tori's got her clouds going here. Anything you don't make, Cameron will probably steal and eat. She loves dragon fruit. All right, ready? You've got enough clouds there. Well, yeah, maybe a little more. You want me to do some?
Yes.
Okay, so your hands are getting sticky.
I can't get a grip of it.
Scoop. Scoop.
It's so easy for you.
That is sticking in there. You were right. Yeah, I got a little melon baller here. So we can just core it. You think that's enough clouds?
Just one more, maybe.
Maybe one more. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we are going to take our lovely clouds. Here, let's set this aside. We're going to take our cups. Oh, hold on. Put that back over there. I'm going to scooch this stuff out of the way. There's a little more in there. Stow it. So we're going to take our cups and we're going to put our clouds in the bottom. So go ahead and take a handful and put it in each cup. We're going to make snacks for everybody. That's probably next cup. Yep. Try to evenly set them up if you can. And then last one. Perfect. Okay. All right. Beautiful. So we've got our clouds. Now, should we do red first? Here. Wipe your hands. There you go. Should we do the red part of the rainbow next, or do you want to start with the purple part? What do you think?
I'm not sure.
How about you start with the red? That's everybody's favorite part. I cut up a bunch of strawberries because everybody loves those. So, why don't you take some of those, take a handful, and kind of distribute them. Woo! We're going to have room for the rest of it, though. That should be good. Put a little more in there, a little more in there. That might be about it. Because then we won't have room for the rest, I don't think. snacks. That should be good. And we'll save the rest for snackies. Now, what's the next color?
Orange.
Orange, so grab the orange. So we've got peaches. You could also use mandarin oranges for this. You could use oranges. What other kind of fruits are orange? What do you think? There's lots of orange fruits. You could also use cantaloupe is orange. You're doing a great job. These are going to be great snacks. You can just eyeball it. You don't have to like measure all the way. So you can probably take that last handful, put it in here, and that should be about it for the peaches. Well, I wouldn't dump it though, because there's still some liquid in the bottom. I rinsed them off really good, but there's probably still some liquid there. We don't necessarily put the liquid in there. I know, they're kind of sticky. We'll wash our hands when we're done. Okay, what's the next color? Yellow. Are your hands sticky? Here, I'll help you with this one. So we can take some pineapples. Did I just drop some? Probably. That sounds like something I'd do. Mess up the kitchen. Alright, what's next?
Green.
Okay. I put like maybe 3 chunks or 4 chunks in there. Perfect. And then we can just save the rest for snack time because we're filling up our cup. I think we're about done. Okay, what's the next color?
Blue.
Blue. So we're going to put some blueberries.
What are you saying? Whatever. Blueberries.
Now we're skipping the indigo part because it's Roy G. Biv, right? Blue, indigo, violet, but we're going to skip that. See, that one went under the stove. We'll have to pull the stove out and get it. Otherwise we'll have ants in here. Yuck. That's probably good. Alright, what's the next color?
Purple.
Purple. Indigo, violet. Yep. Purple. And then...
I'm just going to put like...
That's probably good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think our cups are about full. And you're going to finish off the cups here. And then we have lots of yummy treats. Good? Or you want to put more? I would use this whole bowl. We've still got like a whole thing in the fridge.
There's too much.
Okay, then we're all done. So our rainbow cups, we've got our clouds on the bottom and our rainbow coming up from those. You can eat these with a toothpick, which is fun and fancy. You can eat this with a fork, which is also fun and fancy, or your hands, if you don't mind sticky. And today, we're going to be making leprechaun hats. So we have more of a veggie type treat here. So we have cucumbers. Those are going to be our hat. We have cheese, which will be the rim around the hat, and then we have carrots, which we're going to put into like the buckle. So we're going to start with cutting our cucumbers. So let's get your hands back because I have to make these into like cylinders. You can use probably 1 cucumber, but we're going to slice it lengthwise, approximately. And then what we're going to do is we are going to chop these into hat size.
We also use cucumbers for our eyes and spas.
Yes, if you want to do a spa day, you can definitely do a spa day. Now, these little pieces here, we're probably not going to use, but I bet you we can snack on those. And then we want to make kind of the bottom of the hat, so we want it to be a little bit longer. So we're going to cut like a cucumber stick. So actually, let's go lengthwise here. All right. And then let's see here. So we want our hat to be a little bigger than the cucumber. Did we do it? Ooh, okay, let's flip them the other way. Alright. So we've got brims on our hats. Now we're going to take some cheese. Oh, Tori's going to eat all of her. Now, we've also done cucumbers and salmon for tea parties. Alright, let's see here. So maybe cut this. And then you want to wrap that around there on the hat. You want to wrap that. And then here, wrap that. You want to wrap those, and then I'm going to cut up our carrots. So you have 4 strips here. So just like the other one. Yeah, just kind of drape it there, and then just rip off the part if it's extra. Now you can use any kind of carrots. I just thought the crinkle cut were fancy and we could use them for snackies, for another thing. Got it. All right, now you can put the buckles on there in the middle. So scoot your cheese down. And then you put the buckles. So there we go. We've got a nice treat. And like I said, you can totally make this extra. You can put cream cheese in there to get the bottom of the hat to sit on there. You could also put salmon in the middle. But cream cheese, I think, would definitely make these good. I think we made, what, cucumber and cream cheese sandwiches, and then salmon and cream cheese sandwiches. And Cameron went like crazy for those. But we have our cute little leprechaun hats completed. So we have cucumber top hats with our cheese edge and then a nice little carrot buckle. And like I said, you can also use cream cheese in the middle here, holding that together. You could also put maybe 2 hats together so it looks like more 3D with cream cheese in the middle. You could add some salmon, definitely plus it up a bit, right? And Tori's gonna go have some snacks. Maybe you should ask Cammie if she wants to share. Hi there, Dr. Andrea Shanowski from Freedom Chiropractic and Health and Horsepower. Today we're going to be bringing you some recipes. So I'm going to start with a beef and Guinness stew that's super easy and quick to make in an Instant Pot. So first thing we're going to do is we are going to chop up our ingredients. Did you hear that? All right, now, next up what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and use our Instapot. So we do need to brown the meat first, so we're going to turn this on saute. So what we want to do is we want to brown our meat. So I've already taken the time here. This is all chopped up. I did put some salt and pepper on it. I also have my own special seasoning blend that's like a buttery flavoring that I put on there too. So we're going to pop this in the Instapot. You want to use about 2 tablespoons of oil. You can also use butter as an alternative too. I would say probably about 4 tablespoons so that you're browning the meat and getting that crispy edge. So we're going to go ahead and we've got this on saute. It's on right now. We're going to let the butter melt and then I'm going to brown the meat. All right, so we have our beef chunks here. This was a chuck roast, nice and browned. I'm going to go ahead and take this meat out, and then our next step is to do onion and garlic. So the goal was to use 3 cloves of garlic, but I have minced garlic in my cupboard, so I used about 3 tablespoons of garlic. Now there's still some good flavoring and still some butter in the bottom. So as soon as I take this meat out, I'm going to go ahead and put my onions and my garlic in here. Alright, so I put 1 large onion. I mean, it was gigantic, and then I put about 3 tablespoons of garlic. So we're going to put this in here. We're going to let those crystallize a little bit, and then making noise here. After we do that, our next step will be doing the bacon. So I'm going to go ahead and coat these nicely and kind of chop them up a bit, and we're going to let these saute. And then as soon as they're kind of condensed down and more clear, then we'll go ahead and we will go ahead and do our bacon next. And we'll be back. So I did have to turn my saute feature back on because it beeped on me, but my onions are softened, so now I'm going to add my chopped bacon. After this is brown, everything goes pretty quick. So after you have your beef browned, then you want to go ahead and take your onions and garlic. Then we're going to stir in our bacon. We do want the bacon to be nicely browned. And then after that, we put in carrots and celery. And then after that, then you're just adding all your liquids, and then we're going to go ahead and pressure cook. Now, being me, I never like to do a recipe how it's written. I always have to add stuff. So I added stuff on my beef. I'm also going to add another step. I am an absolute freak over bok choy, and my girls love to eat it. Bok choy is like a Chinese Asian cabbage. It has a ton of nutrition packed into it, so I'm going to also add that in at the same time that I add my broth, so that we'll have nice, tender cabbage, because let's face it, St. Patrick's Day is all about beef and cabbage. Obviously, we're making more of like a Guinness stew today, because I do have some Guinness to add in, but I want to add that cabbage a little bit. And like I said, bok choy tends to stir fry well, It cooks very well in soups and things like that. So after this is done, I will show you the next step. Alright, so the next step is going to be adding in the beef into our mixture because now it kind of comes down to a close. So I'm going to go ahead and I've got my onions, I've got my bacon, I've got my beef in here. We're going to go ahead and add, before I forget, we need 3 tablespoons of flour. That's to kind of make the sauce a bit thicker. 3 tablespoons of flour. And then I've got to make sure this is all coated really well with the flour. And then it's just like a dump situation. So the next step, we want to make sure we have our veggies in here and our broth. So I'm going to add the carrots and the celery. I did also leave the celery leaves on there. We need to make sure we have 4 tablespoons of tomato paste. Okay. We need to have a teaspoon of thyme. Maybe that's a bit much. I usually do like just the well of my hand. We need to have 3 bay leaves. 1, 2, 3. And then we need to add our, actually, you know what? We're going to put the Guinness. We need a 14.9 ounce. And we're going to go ahead and put that nice stout in there. This will bring out the flavors. The other great thing about adding the beer in first, if there's any browning on the bottom of the pan, it will deglaze it. And then all of that lovely burnt on flavor will be inside of the roast. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and just stir that up a bit. Now we want to make sure we have enough liquid covering everything so that it cooks really well. I'm going to go ahead and add my 3 cups. I've got beef broth. I did not use like canned stuff or in the carton. I just made my own with water and like a beef bouillon. So now if you look, we've got all of our lovely flavors melding together. And then, now the magic happens. So the lovely thing about an Instant Pot is, I'm going to turn this off, is we're going to go ahead and we're going to cook this under pressure for 40 minutes. So I've got that locked. I've got it non-venting, so it's sealed. We're going to go ahead and we are going to put this on pressure, so meat. We're going to put this at pressure level, high pressure, and then I'm going to go ahead and add this up to 40 minutes. So we've got meat at normal, high pressure, and then after that it's going to go on keep warm. So this will go for 40 minutes. It will be absolutely wonderful flavors, done, ready to go. I can walk away and go about my day. So it'll come to pressure. It takes about 15 minutes to come to pressure, cook for 40, and then it will beep. Usually with any type of meat, you want to let it self-pressurize rather than releasing the vent. So I usually give it about 10 minutes, and then I have no patience, so then I go ahead and vent it anyways. But if you have patience, I would let it vent all the way until it's ready to. I forgot the kale. So I'm going to throw this on top, kind of tamp it down a bit here. Or not my kale, my bok choy. Alright, let's try that again. So 40 minutes, high pressure, and then we're good to go. So, meat, high pressure, 40 minutes, and we're good to go. Now I can walk away. I lied.